Madras High Court Judge Justice G.R. Swaminathan is no stranger to controversy. The first generation lawyer has often found himself in the eye of a storm in recent months, both for his orders inside the court and for statements outside the courtroom, from praising the Vedas to saying that the constitution hinges on the country's demographic profile. And now, over 100 India bloc MPs have moved a motion before Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla seeking Justice Swaminathan's impeachment, saying that his conduct raises serious questions regarding impartiality, transparency, and the secular functioning of the judiciary. One of the allegations against the judge is deciding cases on the basis of a particular political ideology and against the secular principles of the Indian Constitution. But who is Justice Swaminathan? I, Apoorva Mandhani, will tell you in this video. Now, Justice Swaminathan, especially lately, has even faced criticism from within the judiciary. In October this year, former Madras High Court Judge Justice K. Chandru alleged that Justice Swaminathan had betrayed his oath to the Constitution by making statements against secularism and the rule of law. Justice Chandru's comments followed Justice Swaminathan's comments at an RSS event in Haryana, where Justice Swaminathan said that the constitution was copied from the Government of India Act 1935. Now, speaking at a separate event, Justice Chandru described Justice Swaminathan as a strange person for his comments, asserting that the sitting High Court judge's comments strike at the heart of the constitutional order envisaged by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Justice Chandru also spoke to ThePrint about this impeachment motion. He said that the only way to remove a judge from his post for his misbehavior is an impeachment motion in Parliament. He said that while the first stage has begun, the motion still had a long way to go. But on Justice Swaminathan, he said, and I quote, "More than the judicial orders passed by him, his conduct as a judge is unbecoming. Leave alone his orders. He behaves as if he's the propaganda secretary of the RSS and its other outfits. He freely attends their meetings and gives lectures denigrating the constitution under which he had taken his oath of office. His speeches in various forms regarding having belief in the Vedas are to the least expected of a sitting judge. If anyone dispassionately assesses his judicial conduct, one will easily come to the conclusion that the judiciary is not the place where he is expected to serve," unquote. However, in an ex-post, Bharatiya Janata Party National Secretary Dr. Arvind Menon called the impeachment motion anti-Hindu bigotry in disguise. Now, Justice Swaminathan found himself in the eye of the storm earlier this year as well, when a lawyer, Advocate S. Vanchinathan, allegedly made scandalous allegations that the judge was exhibiting communal and caste bias in the discharge of his judicial duties. A two-judge bench, of which Justice Swaminathan himself was also a part, asserted that the lawyer's allegations prima facie constituted criminal contempt of court. But the order led to protests by lawyers as well as a letter from 8 retired judges, including Justice Chandru, in support of the lawyer. The two judges then referred the matter to the Chief Justice of the High Court, but not before Justice Swaminathan alleged a smear campaign against him. The judge was quoted as saying during a hearing in July, addressing the lawyer, and I'm quoting him here, he said, "You are a comedy piece. I don't know who called you all revolutionaries. You are all comedy pieces," unquote. In July, Justice Swaminathan recalled a story from his days as a practicing lawyer when he helped secure the acquittal of a Sastrigal friend convicted in a road accident case that led to the death of a man. Sastrigal essentially refers to a scholar or a priest or an expert in Hindu scriptures, especially the Shastras. Now, his friend, who had studied the Vedas for several years, had confessed to careless driving even though his sister was driving the vehicle. Pointing out that the case had no eyewitnesses who identified his friend as the one driving the vehicle, the judge could secure an acquittal for his friend in an appeal. The judge was at that time working as a lawyer and he argued for his friend. And then in Justice Swaminathan's speech, he was speaking at the 17th Annual Talent Parade of Vedic Scholars. He said, and I quote, "That day I understood the saying, if you protect the Vedas will protect you. Until then, I didn't take such matters very seriously," unquote. Justice Swaminathan faced criticism in 2023 as well when he said that the country's constitution hinged on the nation's demographic profile. He said, and I quote, "If this constitution is to continue as it is for all the time to come, I am emphasizing this. When the constitution was made, we had a demographic profile. Only till such time this demographic profile continues, this constitution will survive. If this demographic profile is altered, this constitutional will cease to exist, unquote. He was quoted as saying at an event that for the constitution to survive, people belonging to Bharatiya Dharma and Sampradaya need to continue being within its fold. His comments drew flack even at that time when senior Congress leader Kapil Sibal wrote on X, and I quote, "The constitution may not survive if judges have such a mindset." Now, Justice Swaminathan again drew attention last year when he released his own performance report to lawyers on completing 7 years as a judge. Crediting himself for clearing over 64,700 cases, the report said, and I quote, "In my view, all holders of public office, including judges, ought to be held accountable, and judges also have to be judged on the basis of their performance," unquote. He had in fact released a similar report in 2019 on completing 2 years as a High Court judge. Now, let me tell you a bit about this impeachment plea. It comes on the heels of an order passed by Justice Swaminathan allowing the lighting of the traditional Kartigai Deepam lamp at the Deepathoon pillar of the Subramanya Swami temple at Tirupparan Hill. The pillar is located on a peak near a dargah on the hill. Now, Madurai authorities refused to implement the order, citing law and order concerns, leading to protests by pro-Hindu groups in the area. The Tirupparan hill houses both the Subramanya Swami temple and a dargah. While the dispute has been simmering for a few months now, the latest controversy erupted when the devotees approached the High Court demanding a direction to allow them to light the Deepam at the Deepathoon, which is closer to the dargah on the hill rather than at the traditional spot at the temple. Now, just to be clear, the impeachment motion itself doesn't expressly mention this order, but this order was just passed recently, leading to controversy in the area. That's all I have for you on this controversy. Of course, we'll be keeping track of what happens in this motion and we'll keep bringing latest updates to you. So do check out our website as well as our YouTube channel and follow us on social media.